Hey everyone, welcome to Average Joe Preparedness. This is a preparedness channel for just regular old people. My name's Rick, and I'm an average Joe. If you're new here, we usually start off with basic emergency preparedness, then we move into the realm of practical preparedness, which is huge. Rarely do we touch on worst case scenario, and usually the videos start off very positive, and then sometimes they end up at the end, they kind of go down to maybe a little negative. So at any time you can click off of them, you're like, it's all happy, and now it's not happy. I don't want to watch this anymore, and I have no problem with that. So just to let you know that's how it works. Yes. So when we're starting with basic emergency preparedness, there's a checklist, and you guys that have been here for a while, like, Rick, don't show the checklist. I'm going to show the checklist. So there, what are you going to do? So if you're new, go to ready.gov or to FEMA, and this is the checklist you're going to get. And it's a good place to start. It's very basic. I'll give you a case in point. Water, non-perishable foods, extra cell phone batteries, charger, battery-powered hand-cooked radios, etc. But what I'm touching on that for is anything you just heard. What you're going to need in the beginning is you're going to need money. Yes? Yes. Initially, if you're new here, if you guys just got here because of world events or you just happen upon my channel, but if you're in the beginning stages of preparedness, basically the beginning things that you need are usually things that have to be purchased, like a first aid kit or a fire extinguisher. And those things take money. And I go over them, and I have videos. I usually point up here and put something I'm probably not, of basic emergency preparedness stuff. But one thing I always touch on, and I'm touching on today for basic emergency preparedness, and that is finances. Yep, you ain't getting away from it. It's always going to be finances. And it's something people don't talk about very often, but I do, at least one time in each video. The reason being is because I was raised poor, and it doesn't matter. So really, I just do it. So yeah, finances. And then I talk about some big things sometimes and some little things sometimes. A lot of times it's just little things, because guess what? Little things add up. Now, I don't tell people what to do. I tell people what I've done, and they can either laugh at it or they can learn from it. Yes? And case in point, today we're going to talk about laundry of all things. Yes? And we're going to start with what I am wearing. Let me see. Can you guys see this? I don't know how well it's going to show up. You see this old shirt? And I don't know, can you guys see how that's worn out right there? And I think I got a stain. See that right there, from working on the car? That's right. So I recommend, and something I do is for the stuff I do, because I'm busy all the time. I'm like working on cars, I'm working in my yard, I'm doing the garden, or doing something in the house. Doesn't matter. Is I wear my old clothes, and I don't throw them away. We have this tendency to just like get rid of stuff. We're consumers. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it doesn't look really perfect, I'm throwing it away, and which is bad. You should recycle it, take it to a place and donate it and all that good kind of stuff. Just what I think. But a case in point is the stuff that you wear it out. And that takes me to my next point, actually doing laundry. I'm sure I'm probably going to need to do a whole video on it, but when you do laundry, take a few extra minutes and actually like separate your laundry and wash it according to size and temperature, and take a little time, and it makes things last long. This shirt, I'm not nice when I wear my stuff. I'm out there doing things and whatever, but this shirt has lasted years and years. I mean, yeah, it's got little wear marks and stuff, but it's years and years old. I haven't had to buy another shirt. I have other shirts, don't get me wrong. But because I wash it and I dry it correctly. It's a simple thing. People don't do. They just blindly like put their stuff in their washing machine and they pour the stuff and they just go. Ah. And it's cool if you do that. I have no issue. It's not right or wrong, good or bad. All I do is give you recommendations, and it's about saving a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there, a little bit of money here. Yes? Yes. Okay, one more 60-second segment, and then we're done with this, okay? I promise you, we'll move on. But we're still on laundry. So, and it doesn't matter where you are, what kind of person you are, and I'm talking about spectrum, like left or right, or conservative, or liberal, or whatever. Everybody can agree, and I've done it before. I'll show you. When you use the right temperature to wash your clothes, so that way, if you're using cold water, then you're not, and you're setting it at the right level, you're not wasting water, which is a good thing. Yay, we can all agree on that, because it saves money, saves the environment. And if you're not using hot water, so you're not using the energy to heat the water, you're saving money. Yay, saves money. We can agree with it. Oh, it's good for the environment. Over here, you see what I'm talking about? And you have less waste. You don't, when you're using the detergent stuff, only use what you need. Don't use that like, I always fill the cup. No, if it's a small load, you use less. And yay, we're saving money. Yay, it's better for the environment. Yes? Can we all get along? Please just take a few extra minutes when you're doing your laundry. Okay, we're done with it. But then I'm going to piggyback on that, and we're going to go to the next thing. And that is, once you start paying attention to things, you'll pay attention to other things. Yes? How you do dishes, how you do laundry, how you do this, how you do that. And it just bounces, people. It has the potential to, if you're going to spend a little bit of extra time. And it's about finances. Yes? Yes. All right, there we go. We're done. Okay, next thing is we're going to do some housekeeping. Okay? For those of you guys who have been here for a while, hold on a second. I want to show you guys something. You guys know what these are? Don't put it in front of your face, Rick. Okay, I won't. Those are sunflower seeds. I did this. I grew sunflowers. Now, this is from two sunflowers. I think there's different colors in there, yes? So this is just 2 sunflowers. So what I did was, I did 1 sunflower. It was like the one that died first. It was the smallest. I didn't think I was going to get any sunflowers out of it, and I've already processed them. So if you guys don't know, because I didn't, getting the sunflower seeds out, that's a thing. So I figured out how to do that. Then you soak them overnight in salt water, so it's a brine. You soak them over, and then you dry them out, and then you roast them, and I added a little bit more salt to it because they weren't salty enough. And I used the worst flour, you know, the one that was going to have that many seeds, as practice. Now these are the next 2. I'll be soaking these tonight. And they were the next bigger flour, and the next bigger flour. You guys with me? I have 2 more flowers that are getting ready to be processed. I'll do that tomorrow. And then I still have 2 flowers that, I didn't know this, but sunflowers, they get so heavy that eventually they break the stalk. It literally snaps because of the weight of the flowers. Flowers are huge. And when that happens, they're basically done. I have 2 sunflowers and they haven't broke yet. So hopefully they're still growing and I'll get better sunflower seeds, because the first batch was sad. And why am I telling you this? If you've been here for a while, you know, and that is because there's a lot of shiny channels out there that tell you all this wonderful stuff. And when you come here, you're going to learn the truth. Is things are hard, and they don't always succeed. And there's a learning curve. There's a huge learning curve on how to do stuff. Yes, but these are organic, non-GMO, because I made these. I grew these. Yes, and that's how I grow stuff out here. So yeah, sunflower seeds. Okay, I'm gonna have sunflower seeds for a while, guys, just so you know. But it makes me happy. It makes me happy. I actually did that. And I know why people buy them, because it's time consuming. And I know why they get them shelled already, because shelling them is time consuming too. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, housekeeping. Sunflower seeds, I talked about it before. Now you guys know where I'm going with that. Yes? Yes. Okay, the next thing, potatoes. You guys want to see some? See that? Those are actual real potatoes. I don't know if you guys see the size of this one. See that? That's like a baked potato. Okay, going off screen, I'll put them down here. Don't go off screen, Rick. Yeah, I go off screen. So I have, the harvest was like 7 pounds. So I got about 7 pounds worth of potatoes of different sizes. Now I have them all the way down to the little bitty potatoes that I usually put in with, in the slow cooker when I'm doing a stew or a roast or something like that. But you guys saw I had a couple big ones. And those are the cream of the crop, what I have left. Anything, because I don't need these potatoes. I'm growing them to learn how to grow them. That's the whole point, is I do stuff to learn, and I can take it from a micro to a macro and growth. You guys, we've gone over that before. So, but I mean, if there's any green on them, or if there's like squishies, and I just get rid of them. I have a composter I can do that with. I don't need them. Yes? Yes. So yeah, potatoes. If you guys have been here for a while, you guys know I grow them, and 7 pounds. And now understand, I just threw potatoes in the ground, and they weren't even, you know how you can buy the little seed potatoes from local places? No, they were like the potatoes I had in my pantry that started growing little things on them. You guys know what I'm talking about when you don't get to them? I took those. So from them, and I just threw them in the ground and basically left them. So potatoes are cool here in this one place, this one area that I have. They seem to grow like crazy. I'm doing it all over the place to see if I can get them to grow in different places, because what the heck. But yeah, I like potatoes because, now understand, I could have got a better one if I did the potatoes correctly, where you make the trench. You put the potatoes and then you bury them a little bit at a time and you dig it down. No, I just made a little hole. So they didn't have a lot of room to grow in the dirt, you know, to push out. The dirt was kind of compact, and I didn't do it well, is what I'm saying. And I barely paid attention to them. And they still grew, and I still got 7 pounds worth of potatoes. But if things get worse, I can always up my game, if that makes sense. Yes, I can plant more in that one area. I keep trying in other places. I can dig the ground up deeper so I can give them room to do their little potato thing. And I can dig the trench and you slowly bury it so that way they have room to grow and all that good kind of stuff. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm telling you how bad I'm doing it, and I'm telling you what the results are. Yes? So that's that. Okay, next on housekeeping, questions answered. Now, I answer questions when people make comments. I go in and answer the comments. However, I don't think people go back, and read all that stuff. So I figure if somebody asks, then maybe other people want to know too. So sometimes I'll actually answer them here in the next video. This might be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 videos ago. You know what I'm saying? I just randomly grab some and then I answer them. Yes? Yes. Okay, first question somebody asked was, what zone am I in? I am in 5A. So all the suffering you guys see me do, if you guys have been here for a while, if you guys decide to come back, all the suffering that I'm doing, I am in 5A. So if you are in a better growing zone, things will be better for you. If you are in a less of a better growing zone, things are probably going to be worse, unless you're smarter than me, which a lot of people are. So just to info you, 5A. The next one is, we're talking about sweet corn, and someone said that they had done like 4 rows. And okay, here's the problem and one of the failures on my sweet corn. Now, if I had to macro it out, I would do it different, but my sweet corn is like 4 and they're in one little row. So the whole pollination thing doesn't work. They don't block each other with wind, so they fall over. And so that's one of the reasons why my sweet corn is bad. Next one. Okay, Watchman. And don't get me wrong, I'll answer you on the thing, but a little one for you. And this goes for everybody too. If you're going to start planting stuff, you can learn lessons from me. And this is what the advice I'm going to give. Because he was asking, well, what kind of beans? Because I grow beans, and you guys will have to go back and watch the videos if you haven't seen it before. And the ones I do are vine beans. I don't do the bush. I tried the bush beans. They didn't work out very well. And I have places I can plant the vine ones up against a fence, and I got these little trellises things. So that's why I use the vine ones. But if you want to know, if you're not sure, what zone you're in, or if you know what zone you're in, you're not sure what's going to grow, and you have microenvironments. If you live in suburbia or something along those lines, which is where you have microenvironments. You have a fence over here, and your neighbor's tree does this, and your vinyl fence is up like this, or a chain link fence where the wind can come through, or it's on this side of the house and the sun comes. What I'm talking about is each one of those is a microenvironment. That's what they call it. Where if you plant something here, it's different than if you plant something like 50 feet that way or 5 feet that way. You guys with me so far? So here's my answer, and I've done it with lots of stuff, especially cucumbers. That was a story. And that is just plant stuff. And if you're like, I want to grow X, let's say it's green beans, vining green beans. We're going to go with that. And you don't know where to plant it, or if you're doing it in buckets, where to put them, if you have a smaller place, or if you have a bigger place, whether over there. Here's my answer to you. Plant them everywhere. Plant them here, 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 here. I did it with cucumbers. I've done it with pumpkins. I've done it with a bunch of stuff, because you have no idea really where it's going to grow because of the microenvironments. It can be great for your zone, your growing zone, but the microenvironments affect it. You're with me? And it could be the soil and whatever, but here's my answer to anyone who wants to, I don't know if this will grow. Where do I plant it? Plant it everywhere and just see what happens. And then again, it's over years that you have to learn this. You're like, I know this grows there. That's where I'm planting it next year. Yes? Yes. And finally, rain barrels. If you can get an opportunity, now I haven't gone on a journey with my rain barrels, which has gone over years. And so first off, a disclaimer, I'm not an expert on anything, and this is not legal advice, but listen, you need to, before you even do rain barrels, you need to check with your local ordinances, state, city, county, whatever, because there are laws. I know people are going to laugh if they've never heard about it before. There are laws that some places you cannot collect rain that comes off of your roof or lands on your property at all. It is illegal, okay? Somebody's going to be going, you have to be kidding me. No, the rain that falls off your roof doesn't belong to you. It's bought by somebody else and paid for to the state or the city or the county. You don't own that rain falling from the sky. No, I'm not kidding. So that's the first thing you need to look into. Now, where I live, we have limitations. And when I say check everything, I mean check everything, because the state says that you can collect X amount of rain per person in your house. But then counties can lower it and cities can lower it even more. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So you don't just go, well, I check with my city or I check with my state or I check with my county. You need to check all of them. Now, don't get me wrong. If all hell breaks loose, no one's going to care. But I'm talking about now. Now, for average people that live in suburbia, if you want to start collecting rain, which I highly recommend getting into, then that's the first step. The next thing is you can start with whatever. It's up to you. You know, those blue barrels or whatever. So you start with something, and they've got these like flexible things that you can hook up and make it go. That's what I started with. And you can eventually evolve, but it's better to start with something than nothing. And that's what I did. And I started with one, and it wasn't good. And I had the little thing coming. If you goes back to videos, I've shown them. But now what I have is I have decorative rain barrels. I have them, and I've actually, you know, the really nice downspouts that you get. And now I don't have that flimsy thing anymore. It's like all designed and bent correctly, and it looks good. I mean, maybe I'll show you guys. I think I've shown you guys before. I'll put in the video there. But there's an evolution. Now start with something if you're into rain barrels, and then eventually move it up. It took me years before I have what I have now, and it looks really nice because I live in suburbia. Even though it's in my side of my house and stuff, it's not really out front. But let me tell you what, all hell breaks loose. Every single downspout on my house is going to have like a barrel. It's like a 5-gallon bucket or something. You with me? Because I know it works. But anyways, rain barrels. You can start with whatever you want, and you can make them look like mine look really nice. You're with me? With the nice little spouts and everything. But yours don't have to. Okay, that's enough of the questions. Next thing on my list, we're going to go back to finances. And I've mentioned it before, but applicable. I'll do it right now. Like last time I think I shot a video, I told you guys I changed the oil in my cars. You know what I'm saying? I do it to save money. The next thing is I knew that I had, I changed my tires out of my car usually by 2s. You know what I'm saying? So two tires on my car look nicer than the other 2. It's just what I do. But I knew that I had tires that were wearing down. They were still good, but they were going. And so I knew that months ago. And so I started here's the thing is put money away. I don't know if you guys know, a pair of tires is not cheap. And I can't do it. I cannot make tires. And I don't have the equipment to change my own tires out. And then if you're going to get like the warranty on them and the rotate and balance and the road repair and all that, I can't do that. Yes? Yes. So I have to go someplace to do that, which means I have to pay someone. And it is not inexpensive. You guys with me? And don't get me wrong, I'm sure somebody's out there that's like, man, it's like $300, $400, $500 or something. Or some people would be like, man, it's like $2,000. Depends on what your tires are. And to you, wherever you are in your journey, I mean, to you, you might just be like, hey, I'm just going to spend that money. It ain't that big of a deal to me. And it's cool. And I think that's awesome for you. I'm not there. That's not my mentality. So my mentality is anything more than $100 to me is expensive. Yes? Yes. So, and obviously 2 pairs of tires is more than that. So what I did was I put money aside. That's another thing with dealing with your finances. Know what's going to happen so it doesn't impact you and hurt as bad. It's easier to put like, you know, 20, 50 bucks, 100, whatever, a month or something aside, knowing I know it's going to happen. You can't turn a blind eye and go, no, I don't know what, I don't want. No, don't do that. Please, I am begging you, please don't do that. So yeah, I had to go get two tires changed out. And the next, I know I'm going to have to get 2 tires again, you know, in like 6 months, a year, depending on the mileage I put on them and, you know, road conditions or whatever. But I drive slow and I'm not a crazy person and I keep my tires inflated right so they don't wear out. And I drive like an old person because I don't want to wear my stuff out. Excuse me, I hate that voice. But yeah, so hopefully they'll last a while. But I already know that. So I'm already putting money away. And I'm almost always putting money away because something's going to come up, but specifically for this. You guys with me? So, and this actually happened. I have 2 brand new tires on the back of my car, or my vehicle. And I get the cheap ones. They still come with a warranty. They still got a mileage warranty on them. I don't drive crazy, so they're going to last for a long time. You guys picking up what I'm laying down? Yay. Okay, next, we're going to get into practical preparedness a little bit more. And that is, winter is coming. I love doing that. I do it every year. It doesn't, and I'll probably do it forever. So winter is coming, guys. And I don't know how it's hitting you. This year is a little later. So a lot of times by this time in the year, it's a lot colder. We've had snow before, and we don't have that. And I mean, it got up to like 50 today, something along those lines. So winter is coming. Start getting ready for it. Every year I do a winter preparedness video, at least one, and I'm sure I'm going to do another one. So, but here's a heads up, winter is coming. And when it comes to being prepared, we're going to start going about channels and stuff and things you might see out here. Try to stay focused, okay? Get prepared, basic emergency preparedness. Sure, everybody can do that. But when it comes to practical preparedness, get prepared for you, okay? Not some generic thing like, no, get prepared for you. And what I'm specifically talking about is where you are location-wise and where you are on your preparedness journey. Don't look at something that's way up here and you're down here and be like, I'm going to go. No, don't jump. It's steps. You need to go through the steps to get from point A to point B. That is the way. You guys with me? My opinion only. Okay. Everything here is my opinion, guys, but please. Next thing is, okay, now we're going to start going shrimp. You guys ready? I see a lot of channels, the bigger ones, not my size, but the big ones. And they talk about like analytics, and it's something you can click on and it says like who watches your videos, how long, and like their age and how much money they make. I don't know. Okay. I hear them talking. Info you, I don't really look at it because I don't really care. Yes. However, let me tell you something I found out. There's a lot of content creators. Some of them are big and some of them just want attention. They're like, yeah, I talk about stuff that you need to care about, but they, whoever they are, they don't want you to. So they're shadow banning me, which I don't even know what the hell that means. And this, that, and I noticed this, and I noticed that. And a lot of times I'm just like, whatever. You know, I don't really pay. I mean, I listen to what they're saying, but it doesn't register. But guess what happened to me? And I'm talking about my channel. I have like 600 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I have a teeny channel. I have a teeny, it's like this big. I have a teeny little channel. But guess what happened? Like within the last week, right? So I go in and I posted the video. I posted a video, the last one I think it was, or maybe the one before that. It doesn't matter. And then I try to track this stuff. So I'll go in and I'll just type like preparedness. Today, you know, you can like narrow it down, like, and then upload date, when it was uploaded. And it'll show me all the videos that were uploaded in the last day. And it shows them in order, like the latest one, you know, every time I refresh. If I refresh the page, a couple times a day, I might refresh the page. If when I go in there, boom, did anybody post anything? And it'll say like 5 minutes ago or 2 hours ago or whatever. And as the day goes, they get kicked down. So it was like the day after my video or 2 days after my video, I can't remember. And I clicked it and I scrolled down really fast because a lot of videos, they'll show up that weren't there before because people will time it. They'll be like, what time are they going to post the videos? And boom, and as I'm going down, I go past my video. There it is. And I'm like, oh, I hit my video, so I know what's behind this. But I'll look anyways in case other things. And I did that, and then eventually my video disappeared. And I don't mean it went off my find, like it went like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and I was only searching 1 or 2 days ago. I mean it just disappeared. The other videos, the one that was posted right before it and the one that was posted right after it, they were still there. Now, I know I normally don't talk about this, and I know some of you are like, what the hell are you talking about? It's just something interesting. And so then I went, because I'm on different tags, if you search for my stuff. And so I went to one of the other tags, and I was gone. And I wasn't there. And I was like, wow, that was weird. And it just struck me as weird that my video disappeared. Now, if you went to my page, it was still there. But I'm talking about if you search a certain tag, like preparedness or HTF, SHTF or whatever, there's certain tags that I'm under. And it was there. And then it just went and disappeared. I was like, holy Moses, that was weird. And then the other thing, when I go past it, for S&Gs, I look and see how many views it's got. Oh, it's got X amount of views. And I go past it. And and I'm talking about other videos, you know, not necessarily this one. It's got X amount of views, and I go past it. And then the views went down. The views actually went down. It's like, what the hell? So I was like, strange. Okay, now, like I said, I normally don't talk about this. And to be honest, I don't really care. The reason I'm actually bringing this up is because admittedly, and this is the kind of person I try to be, admittedly, when I saw other creators doing that, talking about that and saying those things, there was a part of me, full disclosure, let's be honest, there was a part of me that was like, I think they're either making it up, They're wanting attention. They might not be telling the whole truth. I'm just telling you me. I actually thought that. And now guess what? I owe all of them an apology because if it can happen to me, my little bitty channel, little bitty tiny. If it can happen to me, I bet it can totally happen to those big ones. Yes, I guess it can happen to anybody. So anyway, sorry you had to endure that, guys. But yeah, I felt like talking about it. Okay, continuing to go. Now, I don't know why. Maybe it's because of everything that's going on in the world. I looked at my notes. That's what it was. Maybe it's because of everything that's going on in the world. But when you're looking at preparedness channels, my recommendation is look for ones of where you are and what you're doing. There's no reason to look at something that's all doomsday prepper if you're just right here, if you're just starting, because you're going to get frustrated. You're never going to get there in a reasonable, it's going to take you a long time. I don't mean you're never going to get there. You're never going to get there this week. How does that sound? And you have other things that you should focus on. So again, it's a step-by-step thing you need to build up. But I've noticed that even like regular channels, there's channels out there that are like, oh, and they show about like canning and preserving food and how to make stuff and recipes on doing stuff. Very conservative, and I don't mean that politically, but conservative channels, basic practical preparedness stuff. And lately, even they've been going World War III. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, good or bad. I'm just saying try to stay focused on where you are. And if this is where you are, that's not a problem. But if you're here, I don't know if you guys are picking up what I'm laying down. Try to stay focused on where you are because that's where you are in your journey. Yes? Yes. Next one, look at the notes because I write stuff down. I mentioned it before, the AI channels. I call them that. And when you click on it, it's a computer-generated voice, and then they just show like 2 or 3 seconds of, what do they call it? Stock, either photos or stock film. You know what I'm saying? And it's basic generic stuff. It doesn't really tell you what's right or wrong. It doesn't tell you how to do it. It doesn't, and there's a whole bunch of them. And I have no issue with it. It's almost like a preparedness commercial, if that makes sense. But more recently, there was one, and it's actually an AI. So someone's actually using it. There's a person standing there, and you see their lips are just moving, but it's and you can see his head barely moving. So it's actually an AI, and the voice is completely AI generated, and the little guy talking is actually an AI person, and they're going after the big channels. So if you see it, just stay away from it. It has nothing. If entertainment value maybe. But I mean, if you're actually like working in your preparedness journey, it had nothing. There's nothing there. So if you see it, just be like, if you want to watch it for entertainment purposes, but I'm just letting you know, you're not getting nothing out of it. So except fighting with the big channels. That's what you're going to get. Next one. Okay. We're going to start let me talk, and I'll try to keep it short, but we're going to talk about how people are mentally not handling what's going on very well. How's that sound? It's been mentioned before, and I'll mention it again more often as it happens. But people mentally are going to continue to go down. And this is historically. Anytime there's pressure, anytime there's bad things going on, it like separates the wheat from the chaff. And I don't mean to, but certain people can't handle things, okay? And you don't know who it is. Now, and I'll tell you a story. I think I told it years ago, but I knew a guy when I was in the military, and he seemed very level-headed, and he could handle this, and he could handle this, and he can. You are never going to know what someone can handle until they get to the point that they can't handle it. You guys picking up what I'm laying down? So he could handle X, he could handle Y, he could handle Z, he could handle all this stuff, but then he was given the next level of responsibility, and he just snapped. And I'm telling you, I walked outside, and he was walking in a circle. If you guys have been here a long time, you heard this story like years ago. And he was walking a circle, and he had a radio, and he had a clipboard, and he had stuff he had to get done. He was so overwhelmed, he didn't know what to do. And he was literally walking in a circle because he couldn't figure out what direction to go in to handle something that was on his list of things to do. Now, I'm downplaying all this with a radio and a clipboard. It was a little bit more than that, guys. But we don't need to talk about that. The point being is he didn't know what to do, and I literally found him. I had to take him. I had to grab this guy and take him because he was just walking in a circle. And 10 minutes before that, he was just fine. You picking up what I'm laying down? So you just don't know. I've seen it more occasions than that. I'm just letting you know about that one. Where people, you just don't. Now, some people you can tell they ain't gonna, but I mean, some people you just don't know until right there and they just snap. Now, just be aware of this because for some people, it's not going to be that they're just going to end up walking in a circle. You with me? It's going to entail violence. And so just be aware that violence is probably going to increase. Road rages and people just doing crazy stuff where you're like, oh my gosh, where the hell did that come from? People are just going to be snapping as things get worse. You guys picking up what I'm laying down? As the economy gets worse, as food prices go up, as this goes up and that goes up, and all this stuff is in the news, and it's fear this and be afraid of that. Oh, sorry guys. I'm like, wow. Oh, that's terrible. That's getting me. Anyways, you guys with me? So try to find your zen, be calm, go work in the garden or your yard or whatever, and just be aware that it's going to increase and don't be surprised by it. Yes. Yes. Okay, that's about it from here. I'm going to go bake some more bread. Oh, the reason I show you guys, again, I show you guys this stuff so I'm not just sitting here talking in my garage. Did you guys actually see this stuff and those potatoes? I didn't buy those potatoes. I grew them, by the way. Just messing with somebody. There's somebody out there going, no, he bought those potatoes. No, I grew those potatoes. So I got more. I'm going to bake me some bread and yeah, enjoy life. Halloween, touch base. Halloween was a success. Had lots of fun. Gave away lots of candy. I got candy left over, which makes me happy. And let me tell you why. Have you ever run out of candy? If you guys haven't, let me tell you what, it's sad. It happened to me once. Never happen again. I will always have candy. So that was fun. Grandkids came over and they went trick-or-treating. That was fun. So anyways, yeah, a little thing about enjoying your life because that's what preparedness is all about. As far as I'm concerned, my opinion, enjoy your life. Yes? Yes. All right, guys, until next time, I hope this finds you well. I hope you are happy. I hope you are staying positive. And I hope for whatever you think you need to be prepared for, that you are being prepared.